Okay, we're getting back here. West Bridgewater won the toss, deferred, so Nantucket will be receiving the kickoff here. I'd like to mention some of our fine sponsors as we get ready for that. Sun Island Fuel, Condon & Coleman Insurance, Don Allen Auto Center, Harbor Fuel, Island Lumber, Island Pharmacy, Kitty Murtaugh's, the Downey Flake, Joe Rapacki CPA, the Islander Package Store, the Sea Grill, the Boys and Girls Club, the Steamship Authority, the Beauty Bar, Jewelry Galleries, Stovar Engineering, Rick's Paint and Maintenance, Kim Appliance, the Visiting Center, JB Drywall, Expresso To Go, Fast Forward, Nantucket Seafood, Hawthorne House, Ryder Electric, Outdoor Power, Billy Built Automotive, Cottage, and Castle. Okay, well, I am just going to say that I saw nobody kneeling out there. And the world has gone upside down crazy, and that's all I'm going to say on that.
Oh, come on. I expect, when Dennis...
I was watching for it, given everything that's happening in the NFL today. And I was wondering on the way here if we would have any of that in the pregame or the national anthem here. Obviously, Coach Ryder probably sent a message to his team about that, or maybe it was amongst the players, but you're right. I was looking for it as well and didn't see anything about that.
Well, I don't... now you're drawing me into it. I don't think it's the coach directing the players what they're doing.
At this level.
It's United States, it's free speech, and we all have our choices to make. But to bring it to this level, and what you said is, 5 weeks from now, it's going to be a high school, if not this weekend, there's going to be a high school that's doing it somewhere. Maybe not in Massachusetts, but, the world is upside down. It's crazy. All right, we have the kickoff coming up here, Jason.
All right, Whalers back to return. West Bridgewater gets a clean kickoff. Fielded by the Whalers. That's the Terrain Burton. Now the carry, he gets some open running room, takes it to the 43-yard line, and gets upended there. So a nice little return to start the game for the Whalers.
Yeah, good run by Burton. And Nantucket has some speed in that department. Usher has already got, I think, 2 special teams touchdowns this year, but Burton can do it easily. He had a couple last year. So the speed is what I've seen Nantucket in their first 2 games. I didn't see the first game, but I saw the stats on it, and last week's game was just tremendous speed for Nantucket against Manchester.
Holgate under center with Ansero, and a carry, maybe a yard, not much on the carry there.
Yeah, Usher caught at the line of scrimmage, and West Bridgewater is a team that's very small in numbers, although they seem to have a lot dressed today, but I'm looking down at the uniforms and the size of kids, and I think they brought their JVs with them today just for the sake of numbers.
Yeah.
But they're always a small team, 18 to 20 kids dressed, but they play tough against Nantucket.
Usher in the backfield again for the Whalers, and he gets a pitch to the left. And he's got some running room. He's gone into the backfield, and he's gone down the left sideline. And Usher again showing that speed for the touchdown for the Whalers.
So it didn't take long for Nantucket. Usher with a 57-yarder for Usher, and Nantucket on the second play. So it's a 2-play drive. Only took 50 seconds here for the touchdown. I'd like to mention some more of our fine sponsors as we go through this extra point kick and the timeout in between. Nantucket Ice, Nantucket Electrical Contractors, Joe Rapacki CPA, Killen Real Estate, Martin Bork Painting, Cowboys Meat Market, Santa's Rubbish Removal, Nantucket Health Department, Sushi by Yoshi, and we'll see what Bartlett does with the kick here, Jason, as it's his second year into kicking. Yep. I think he played soccer as a youngster, but I'm not. So he's got the foot, and he does well on extra points.
Snap is good. Hold, and it is good. Bartlett for the extra point, making it 7-0 Whalers. And I don't know if you saw that, but was Usher even touched on that long?
No, he just turned the corner. And once he turned the corner, there was a little seal blocking, but it was just speed after that. The safety had no chance to come over. The cornerback or the outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, he might have been sealed just a little bit, but he had no chance to get over there either. So with 50 seconds gone, it's 7-0. It could be a long afternoon here for the Wildcats of West Bridgewater. The rest of our fine sponsors: Valero & Sons, Ladybird Lingerie, Scrimshaw Gallery, Faucet Man Plumbing and Heating, Nantucket Estate Jewelry and Fine Arts, Ride the Wave NRTA, The Boathouse, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Pumpkin Pond Farm, Something Natural, Highland Flooring, Champion Rentals, Island Variety, Sherburne Management, The Homestead, Nantucket Health Club, the UPS Store, BPC Architect, Just Do It 2 Sport Fishing, The Dog Wash, Michael Wilson Attorney, Artistic Tile Install, and the new guy aboard, Keepers Restaurant, the new one aboard. And if you want to be a new guy aboard, give Gino a call, 508 292 2203.
Alex Small with a nice kickoff to West Bridgewater. And the return man is forced out at about the 20-yard line for West Bridgewater.
That's scary.
He didn't want to run
He
there.
didn't want to deal with that.
Again, that special number to give a call if you want to be a part of Wheeler Sports. Gino, 508-292-2203. So,
Lightberg on the stop for the Whalers.
West Bridgewater going to take over here, down 7-0 already to the Whalers, and I'm just still marveling at the sophomore Usher and the speed he's got. I mean, did he play much last year? Was he
didn't. No, Burton got some playing time. Usher pretty much, if my memory is correct, stayed mostly with the JVs mostly. But what impressed me about both Burton and Usher is they both played varsity basketball, and they were in the 7-man rotation. And I'm saying to myself, these guys are two freshmen.
West Bridgewater goes with a pitch to the outside, and he's tackled for a short gain on the carry.
Reganis on the carry for the Whalers. Terrain on the stop for the Whalers.
One thing Nantucket does well is stay in their lanes on defense. Again, they use their speed. And, I mean, how can you beat the bulk? Look at the guy in the middle there.
Correa, the senior captain, just
6'5", 3, I don't know, 48. Every time you say his number, it goes up.
That's a big boy, and you see him lining up right over center, and that's a pretty formidable front seven here for the Whalers. And it looks like West Bridgewater's got some motion here before the play. Trips right.
Yeah, they're going to need some gimmick
And
play.
they give it inside. And he just slips by the first line of the Whalers defenders for a short gain here, and it's going to be 3rd down for West Bridgewater.
Yeah, that was a good call by West Bridgewater there. They got when they did the trips right, the line shifted over too, so that took Correa and put him in the gap, the 8-hole gap, and they ran it back to the opposite side of that there, which gave him a natural seam, and he picks up 4.
So it's going to be 3rd and 2 here for West Bridgewater. Let's see if they can avoid going 3 and out here on their first possession. Quarterback Matt Lavoie under center, and he's going to take it for a sneak, and it looks like
not going to make it.
They're not going to get it, and they're looking at a punt here on their first possession. The West Bridgewater player looks like he's a little banged up there.
Yeah, just a little bit too far back to think about going for it. It's 4th and short, and you really look at that and you say, boy, we made a couple on the previous call. Let's go with the same play here, but if you miss it at this time of the game, you give Nantucket excellent field position.
And they're looking at kicking it away to the man who just beat them on a long touchdown run. Usher's back there to receive the punt for the Whalers.
This is where he's very dangerous back there.
Shaky snap, almost blocked. Decent punt by West Bridgewater. Usher's got it at the 50. Looks to break it outside to the left. And he's down the sideline again. There goes Usher, breaking it back to the inside. He's still on his feet, coming back across midfield. And here he's going to go for a punt return touchdown. Usher with an amazing punt return for the TD.
Flag down, though.
Flag down.
Flag down right in front of the Coach Ryder, so you know that's going against Nantucket. You don't throw a coach, you don't throw a flag right at the coach when it's for your team.
And that's where Usher was breaking it back to the inside there on that long punt return.
Yeah. So flag is there, so that'll bring the ball back and probably put it out near midfield. 21, though, for West Bridgewater is sort of calling for a substitute to go in for him. He seems pretty banged up after that play, too. He's holding his arm, he's limping on his leg. Sort of feels like I do when I wake up in the morning.
And
all my bones are hurting as I try to get out of bed.
45.
Well, these West Bridgewater defenders looks like they could be in for a long day here with Usher getting the ball and the speed that the Whalers have on offense between Small, Usher, Burton, They've got some guys with great speed, and West Bridgewater is going to have to figure this out.
Yeah, you mentioned Small. This is the first time his name's mentioned. He's the senior. He's the guy that you were thinking about. He's going to lead the team this year. But now all of a sudden, there's two sophomores are coming in and taking away his snaps.
And it goes inside handoff. And there he is. That is Small on the inside handoff from the fullback position.
He gets about 5 or 6, getting his first carry of the day. 6:26 to go here in the first period. Nantucket up 7, but just had a touchdown called back.
And I expected Small to be the man for the Whalers this year, so I was surprised to hear Usher getting the call. And you see Small there at fullback and Usher behind him. Holgate under center. And he's giving it to Burton on the end around, and he's making moves down the field, and he's in the clear, and he will score for the Whalers.
No flags on that one, and that's going to go as a 40-yarder. Or 45-yarder.
Terrain Burton. They faked the inside handoff, gave it to Burton coming around, and he found daylight. Just more speed for the Whalers.
This is not unexpected, unfortunately. And this is the way that we're going to see plays for the first.
And this could be a day to get some young guys some run here on the field for the Whalers.
That was my next point. Last week they had a pretty good-sized score, and they didn't get very many young guys in. So they got to get some of the young guys in there. That touchdown was brought to us by Don Allen Auto Center. New and used vehicles on sale at Don Allen. Check them out.
Yeah, so this isn't Bartlett. Alexis Saravia here for the kick for the Whalers, and gives it a nice boot right through the uprights, and it is 14-0 Nantucket over West Bridgewater here. With 5:52 left in the first.
Alexis Saravia. First time I've called his name all year.
I haven't.
He's a junior, 5'10", 175, kicker and a defensive back, so he gets a chance on the second touchdown. You know, you mentioned getting some of the younger kids in here. Last week, Nantucket was beating up a very good Manchester team. The score is very deceiving from last week, 35-7, I think what the final was. But Manchester Essex had a good club. They had a good quarterback. They had some size. Quarterback overthrew a few passes. Special teams killed them. The 2 straight kickoffs or punts. The deep man from Manchester bobbled the ball, giving them awful field position, starting from 3 or 4. But with the big lead in the fourth quarter, Nantucket still had their first defense in there. And you want to get some of the younger kids in there to get some playing time. 2 things. It gives them a little bit of confidence, but it also makes them tougher in practice.
Absolutely.
If a kid practices all week and that doesn't get into a game that's 35-7, he's going to say, "When am I going to get into a game?" You know.
Right.
I think today you're going to see a lot of the young kids get in there if the score keeps going the way it's going.
Small with a nice boot, and 2 West Bridgewater players tried to catch that kickoff, and they are down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, 21 again. He was slow getting up last time. He bounces up this time, but he is definitely banged up and not going at full strength there against the Whalers.
So West Bridgewater takes over here at about the 15 for their second possession of the game, down 14-0 already to the Whalers. And we'll see if this Whalers first team defense can go another 3 and out here on West Bridgewater.
Yeah, I don't expect West Bridgewater to be able to move the ball against Nantucket. They could have a few wrinkles in it, a few specialty plays.
They got motion here pre-snap. Matt Lavoie looks to pass, and that ball looked to be tipped and right through the hands of his receiver. Was that tipped or was that just a duck?
I think it was a duck. I thought there was interference on that. Yeah, Nantucket got away with one there. I think we're down 1 official today.
It looks like it.
4
guys
only 4
out there.
The 5th official is a Patriots fan, and he's doing
is that it?
he's doing what I wanted to do.
He's in
but
Foxborough
I didn't
right now.
want to. I didn't want to leave Gino down here, so I fought my way in, Gino. A lot of traffic to get here, but I'm here.
So 2nd down and 10 here for West Bridgewater. That was Max Cunningham on the defense in that last play. And the give goes up the middle, and the West Bridgewater player is met by Alex Small for the tackle.
You notice he had a nice hole there to get through, though.
He did. He had a
And-
decent hole.
And but once he gets through again, the linebackers, the defense collapses on him, and he only picks up one,
And it's
maybe
3rd
two.
and long here for West Bridgewater.
They're calling it 8. It looks more like 8.5 to me, but it's not. It's not a play that Nantucket's going to let happen.
Lavoie gives it off to the right side, and he is immediately met by a host of Whalers on the D-line there and brought down, and it's 4th down for West Bridgewater.
Yeah, he was hitting the backfield, and he just bounces his way up and maybe picks up a half yard, but it's going to be 4th and, well, they're going to say he made a yard. So it's going to be 4th and 7 here. The clock running, and the clock may be running a lot if the score continues to mount as it is now.
You'll see the Whalers
look
keep the ball on the ground,
Look,
and
Usher is standing on his side of the field.
he is. He's inside the 50, and that punt is shanked to the left and out at about the 35-yard line. So Whalers will take over with good field possession here on their 3rd possession.
And so now the kicker is thinking, I can't kick it to that guy. He ran it back last time.
I understand what he was trying to do there, but goes right out of bounds for.
I'd rather kick it 15 yards out of bounds than kick it 30 yards to him and have him run it back on us.
Yep. Small coming in for the Whalers here. Usher heads to the bench.
1st and 10 Whalers.
So 1st and 10 Whalers here as they take over at their own 35, 36-yard line here. And Cyril Allen in at fullback.
Yeah, he's a true
And
fullback.
Small gets the toss out to the left. He's got some room to run. And he's going to break it around the corner. He's got a nice gain here for about 15 or 20 yards as a flag comes in at the end of the play.
Small block here for the
Yeah,
Whalers.
I don't know if that's a face mask or a block on the back. He was right at the point of the tackle. The defense, the block,
And it's a hold.
the defender did a good job there, fighting off the block, and he caused the hold.
So that long run by Small is negated on a penalty, on a holding penalty on the Whalers. So they're walking it back here.
It's from the point of the foul, which sometimes doesn't hurt you as bad.
Right, so it'll be 1st and about 6 here for the Whalers.
So you get a penalty and you get 1st and 6. How did you get penalized?
And Cyril Allen in at fullback, Small in the backfield. And they give it inside to Cyril Allen. He's got some room to run and takes it for a nice gain right up the middle. That should be
Cyril Allen, the ball carrier
close
for
to
the
a 1st down, if not a 1st down for the Whalers.
Jump a 1st down, Nantucket.
That big run was set up by a nice block there by the offensive line, and Allen motors from his fullback position to get the 1st down. That 1st down was brought to us by Santos Rubbish Removal. Go Santos, we clean up the island with Santos Rubbish Removal.
And again, Small in the backfield with Cyril Allen at fullback, Holgate under center. And he's going to give a toss to the right side for Small, waiting for his blockers to set it up, and he's got some room breaking tackles, and he's out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he tried to do it all on his own there. He's sort of a different runner than either Usher or Burton, who sort of look for daylight. Small just decides to power that, and at one point it was 1 blue jerseys and 4 white jerseys, but incredibly he picks up enough for the 1st down, throwing himself in there. I think it's 1st and goal.
It looks like maybe from the 11, so they...
Well, no, if it's I guess no, I'm wrong. You're right. It is on the 11, so they can get a 1st down on about the 1.
Holgate, here's a toss to Small going out on the outside. He's got room to run, and he will score. Alex Small with a touchdown for the Whalers
Alex Small.
on an 11-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, that was all Small there. Nice block on the cornerback. broke small, but Alex gets in the board. So Nantucket has 3 touchdowns by 3 different people, showing the strength, and that's an 11-yarder. All big touchdowns today, a 57-yarder, a 40-yarder, 11-yarder. Nantucket doesn't work on driving it into the end. They just scoot it from wherever they're at.
And they do. They have an embarrassment of riches in the backfield there. It's pretty impressive to see what they've been able to do on the ground here today.
Now we're bringing back Bartlett. We're playing Guess Who's Kicking today, and Bartlett's back for the 3rd touchdown.
The hold is down, and Bartlett is through the uprights for an extra point, making it 21-0 for the Whalers with 2:52 remaining in the first period.
Maybe it's a little odd or even. You know, Bartlett, you're going to kick the odd touchdowns, 1, 3, and 5, 7. Might even get to 7, maybe even 9. I don't know. Who knows here the way it's going? If you do your math on this, the score could wind up, I think, 86-0. You know?
They are on that pace, and it's the route is on here at Vito Capizzo Stadium for the Whalers.
Well, maybe Gino will let me go at halftime, and I can go see the Patriots.
Hey, we'll see what the boss says, right?
If it's 50-0, you know.
I could put it on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it now, Dan.
If you put it on your phone, you're gonna lose me completely.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's the Patriots or the opponent, but a small crowd here at the field here for the Whalers today on a Sunday. High school football on a Sunday. You don't see that often.
Yeah,
They're all watching the Patriots.
They're all, yeah.
Hey, guys.
I grew up in Cambridge. We played. There was no Friday night football in those days. We always played on Saturdays, but there was a Catholic school in the city, Matignon, which was a pretty good school. So lots of times on Sunday afternoons, we'll go up and watch Matignon play. They had a couple of guys, Concannon, who went on to play for the Patriots, and Whalen went on to play for the Patriots. A pretty good team. In those days, though, the Patriots weren't around. The only thing you got on TV were the New York Football Giants.
And Small with a kickoff, fielded cleanly by WestBridgewater, and the runner just goes down, not even touched. I don't know if he slipped or thought better of going up against the Whalers defenders there.
21 is having his troubles today. He has gone down before with tackles on him. This time he decides to go down without tackles, but you're right, a little slip there. The field, incredibly, is in good shape from the weather we had. Another conversation they had when they were going to move the game was if they could get the field painted and lined.
Right.
The rain of the week took it all away, and they needed about 3 to 4 hours to do that. So if they were going to try to play it Saturday afternoon, they would have had a hard time getting the field lined yesterday.
Absolutely. So here we go on with a 21-0 lead. WestBridgewater takes over, trips to the left here for quarterback. And he's going to look to pass on first down. And it's intercepted by Burton. And he's got the ball, and he's going to go for a score. Touchdown, Whalers.
That was Usher.
Usher. Interception for the Whalers. That's a pick 6. Nantucket.
I think that's about a 22-yarder from.
And that was not a good ball by the WestBridgewater quarterback. And
no, he was throwing.
Usher was right there.
He was throwing to a point.
The receiver didn't even.
Yeah, he was throwing to a point, a spot on the field, and the receiver never actually turned around and looked for the ball. Usher, watching the receiver, watching the ball, looked like the receiver on it. He just stepped in front.
He did. And he had an easy touchdown after that interception.
Right. We're still playing odd and even. Alexis
Saravia.
He's going to kick on the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th touchdown. I'm predicting 10 touchdowns now.
And the kick is up, and Saravia pushes it through to make it 28-0 in the first period for the Whalers. My goodness.
Well, I'm gonna do the math on this here.
Yeah.
30. At this current rate, Nantucket will score approximately 140 points.
This WestBridgewater team.
No.
Now, is this a good time to bring in the youngsters already? I mean,
well, now it becomes a real tough coaching thing, right?
Yeah.
You want your starters to play, right? Because you need them next week. You don't want injuries, and you can't.
You could see him playing a half.
When I was coaching, did we take the first team out sometimes in the first period? Yes. Yes, because the second team was that good.
Right.
It's the 79-80 team. I never forget, Jay Anderson was the quarterback on the 79 team. And Nantucket was up just like this, 28-0. 2 touchdowns were run in by Bo from far out, and the other 2 touchdowns, we'll call this one the plays did. The other 2 touchdowns were interceptions.
Alex Small, kick for the Whalers.
So Coach Capizzo turns around and says, all right, let's get the second backfield in there. The starting quarterback, Jay Anderson, says, Coach, I have taken 2 snaps. I hand it to Bo, Bo scores. I hand it to Bo a second time, Bo scores. The other 2 were by the defense. I've taken 2 snaps, Coach. Let me get another snap in this game. so now you do have a problem. When do you get the younger kids in there? When do you bring the second team in there?
And this WestBridgewater team is just looking overmatched in every phase of the game. I mean, they are struggling to do anything, special teams, offense, defense. And the Whalers obviously just marching over them here, 28-0. My goodness.
We have a timeout on field. Timeout brought to us by the Sea Grill. Open 7 nights a week, serving dinner. 9 at 9. The bar menu is available at the Sea Grill. Open for lunch too, Monday through Saturday. The Sea Grill. So Gino was up in Maine last week, Gino, and the sun was up there, and you brought the sun back, right?
You got it.
I'm glad.
What a beautiful week, I have to tell you. I hate to say it. It was gorgeous up there.
Island Grey Steelers Friday.
So Gino, there's some hope for you, Gino, here. Colorful language.
Okay.
After researchers at the University of Rochester found that people who curse frequently tend to have higher IQs.
That's me.
That's no bull, right?
Better.
I've been holding my tongue here because we're on Geno TV, but I think I fall into that category too.
But they have higher IQs than their less profane counterparts. Cursing is associated with the love of language and a bigger vocabulary.
I have to agree with that.
But
Absolutely.
All right. I sort of agree with it too. But how come people who curse just use the same couple of words?
Well, you gotta mix it up, obviously, right? You gotta have some different words in your arsenal. But I would agree with you on that one. You gotta mix it up.
They seem to use the same 2 or 3. They don't branch out. They don't even throw a beautiful something so and so in there.
Exactly.
WestBridgewater here taking over at the 25-yard line. He looks to pass again, and it's
Nice.
and a reception down on the sideline. Nice throw and catch there by WestBridgewater, close to the first down.
Well, that would be their first one, wouldn't it?
That would be their first completion on the day, first meaningful yards here, really.
And that's a new kid in here, freshman. Malik. How do you say that? Malik Bowden? I'm not sure on how to say it.
For the Whalers there on defense.
Yeah.
Khalid Liber there on the defense.
Khalik? No, he was number 3. You see him right
Oh, Malik Bodden.
Malik Bond, yeah. They picked on him.
And there he is. You're saying his name, and he almost had an interception
picked
there.
it off, yeah.
Went right off his hands. So it looks like Coach Ryder is going to be getting some of the youngsters
No,
in.
already some of the young kids are getting in there.
Oh, yeah? We're already there? Wow.
So you see the captain, Nick Correa, is out of the game, and another big senior, Javon Daniels, in there in the middle, number 70.
And again, it's a difficult situation, but it's the opponent. It's the opponent, and you know, I said at the beginning of the game, WestBridgewater usually plays us tough. Well, today is not one of those days they're going to play us tough. They are not a good club,
And that's nice play by Bartlett there on the defense.
Nice
Bartlett on the deflection.
That's where you do it.
Well, I can't believe they're going to kick this on 4th and 1.
Yeah, I think at this point, you know.
I can't believe they could fake. I can't believe they
send
didn't
your
run that
offense
ball.
out there and,
I can't believe they didn't run the ball on the 3rd and 1.
So WestBridgewater is going to punt it here.
But Burton's back there.
And it is Terrain Burton, and he's just going to let it roll.
He was probably told to do that. You know, last week in the Patriots game, if you remember, the Patriots didn't have a true punt returner. You know, they've lost 3 of them this year so far. Amendola's back today. He returned one in the first period today, but he wasn't playing last week, and they sent Chung back there.
Right, they had their defensive back.
And Chung did a great job.
He did.
He caught 4 or 5 of them in the air. Didn't try to run them. No fumbles. that's all you have to do. Just not give the ball over. I was talking about Manchester last week. Fumbled a couple the punts, which caused problems to their team.
Yep. So as the Whalers take over here, they're at the 35-yard line after that punt. You see Holgate is still in the game there under center for the Whalers. And Sarah Allen in the backfield along with Devontae Usher back. And Usher's going to get taken for no gain, and he's going to lose some yards here as the West Bridgewater defenders caught up with him there.
Let's see what forward progress they give them, but they...
About no gain there.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe lost a little bit.
They did stop him in the backfield. I was checking to see where the forward progress would take them. It didn't take him up to the line of scrimmage, so he loses a yard on that.
And that's probably a rare occurrence for the Whalers today to lose yardage, but here we go on second down.
To work on the passing game too, right, Dick?
Chino,
Holgate takes the snap,
if it's an
and he gives inside to Ansaro Allen, who's going to have a couple yards here up the middle, maybe 5 yards. And the Whalers are still pushing him forward before the refs blow it dead.
Two things wrong with that, Gino. One thing, an incomplete pass stops the clock. We do not want the clock stopped today. But the second thing is, when you throw the ball, you are showing that you are trying to score more than running the ball. So it's not the thing to do when you have a big lead.
In a game like this, you're going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, you sort of keep it on the ground. You just run basic plays, and you keep the clock running.
But on the other side,
handoff goes inside to Ansaro Allen, and he's going to be close to a first down on third down. Could this be the Whalers' first punt here of the game?
you want to hone that part of your game too.
You do, but yeah, you do. But honing it when you're up 28-0 is not politically correct, and it also is not beneficial because the other team is going to be upset. They could take cheap shots at your receivers and stuff like that there. They could just not give a darn, you know. So it's not. I understand what you're saying, but it's not the time to do it.
That's the end of the quarter, folks.
End of the quarter.
Only the first quarter.
With the Whalers up 28-0 at the end of the first quarter, facing a fourth down here when they come back to start the second quarter. But Dick, it's been all Whalers.
So that brings the over and out down to 112. If you score 28 points a quarter, you wind up with 112 points. That's way down from the 140, Gino. Portions of the first quarter was brought to us by Congdon & Coleman Insurance, specializing in personal and commercial lines of insurance, auto, home, marine business, established 1931 down to 57 Main Street, Congdon & Coleman Insurance.
So what do you think Coach Ryder's telling his guys in the huddle here, up 28-0 going into the second quarter? What's the message here?
Well, you're trying to build up the whole team by saying everybody's going to play today. You know, everybody's going to play today. So that gets the guys, you know, that have been out there banging heads since the middle of August. Oh, I'm going to get into a game, you know. Mom and Dad might be here. What? You know, blah, 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 you know. So you're going to get a few kids into the game that way. And that's important because now when you go to practice, you know, they can't go on Monday because of the short week. On Tuesday, they'll be because they get into the game today, you know, and they can tell their girlfriend, well, I was in on a tackle. Did you see that play? You know, that's important.
Absolutely, but also probably a chance to work on some fundamentals here, some things that Coach Ryder might be wanting to address with his offensive and defensive units. As Holgate takes a snap, going for it on fourth down, and they've got it. Alex Small with the carry for the first down for the Whalers. So up 28-0, and you go for it on fourth down there.
That was legitimate. It was short yardage. About
midfield.
About midfield, not bad part of the field, no. But short week. I mentioned that when I was talking to you. The Nantucket's got back-to-back short weeks. They're playing here on Sunday, and they got to go on the road next Saturday.
Holgate looks to throw it. Oh, and he's got Cunningham down the field.
Perfect.
Great pass, great catch there by the Whalers for a first down. Cunningham on the reception.
That was a great pass.
Looked like a little slant pattern there, cut in from the outside on the left.
First down, Nantucket.
Somebody in the coaching staff must be watching this game
They
live
must be.
because they heard Gino.
That's it.
Gino's mentioned we should work on our passing. Let's throw one in there.
And you saw that
You
there.
gotta have it. You know, you gotta mix it up.
Let's see. Let's see if we can look over there and see which coach has the iPad on their hip over there, looking down at us.
And that was a crisp pass and catch there by the Whalers for a first down. Small lined up at fullback with Terrain Burton as the halfback. And the fake toss coming back on the inside, and that was sniffed out by WestBridgewater. Number 80 for the Whalers was tackled immediately. That's Jared O'Connor, the sophomore. For almost a short gain, but WestBridgewater was not fooled.
I like what they're doing now. They're getting in some of the younger kids with some of the starters, and that shows different things. You know, if you put a whole second unit in there, sometimes they're not on sync. Now you keep some of the starters in, and you start mixing in some of the young kids, so they get to work with the first team.
So we've got trips right here for the Whalers, and they're looking to go to the air again. Holgate rolls out to the right, and he's going to take it himself. He breaks down the field, takes on 3 defenders with a nice gain.
Take that out of bounds.
And Holgate certainly was not going to slide or go out of bounds on that one. He took on the WestBridgewater defenders and gave it back to him.
He did, and it sets up, I think, inside. Yeah, it's on the 9. So now it'll be first and goal from the 9. So Nantucket will have 4 chances to push it in there.
So let's see, on their first down, Holgate under center with Ansero Allen and Terrain Burton back there for the Whalers. And the handoff goes inside to Burton, and he is wrapped up. Oh, no, he's not. He breaks a tackle and goes down.
Yeah, he did get out of it, and then trying to turn around and go the other way, which had a lot of open space over there. He does slip down.
He got stood up there by the defender, but managed to slip out for a second before falling to the ground.
I didn't walk on the field before the game, but as I said, the field looks to be in great shape, but you never know.
Right.
All the moisture we had this week, there could be some squishy spots out there that it will catch your cleats and go down. And that might have been
Right,
one
what
of
did
them.
we get, 5 or 6 inches of rain there during that storm?
What a...
Small in the backfield with Ansero Allen. Second down, Holgate looks to throw.
Ooh, that was a dangerous throw.
And that pass falls incomplete. I think he was looking for Cunningham on that.
He had 2 receivers there. One sort of stopped and the other was turning the other way. I'm not quite sure who he was throwing it to.
Maybe a little confusion there on the pass for the Whalers.
And it went over the shoulder of one, and the other receiver coming in from the outside didn't keep coming, but the defender was right there, and the defender wound up to be the closest to the ball, although he didn't pick it off.
So 3rd and goal here for the Whalers from the 13-yard line. And they go with Small in the backfield with Ansero Allen at fullback. Holgate's going to pass again out to the flat. He's got Small, and he's in for the touchdown. And flattens a WestBridgewater defender at the end of the run there. Nice play, nice catch by Small to make it 34-0 Whalers.
Now, if you thought the WestBridgewater coaches were angry a minute ago, they are truly angry now. Gino, you wanted them to pass the ball, and they did, but now you scored a touchdown in the pass.
Yeah, right.
So you've really angered the WestBridgewater coaches.
And that was a third and 12 there, 3rd and goal for the Whalers, and it was a nice pass out to the flat for Small, got him open in space, and he goes in for the score. And adds insult to injury with that hit on the WestBridgewater defender to take him down.
That was
at the end of the run.
A great pass by Holgate and a great catch and run by Small. And we're back to odd and even. Odd is Bartlett.
And that looks to be good to put the Whalers up 35-0 with 6:51 left in the second quarter.
So you people at home that are confused on the odd and even, Bartlett has kicked the extra point on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Those are odd numbers. And the other kicker,
Saravia, Alexis Saravia.
he's the even guy. He's kicked the extra points on the 2nd and 4th. Those are even numbers.
Well, they've both been pretty busy today. They're both getting their fair share of opportunities here with the Whalers offense red hot. against this overmatched West Bridgewater team. And really, this game is already out of hand here, midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, that touchdown was brought to us by Island Lumber. Check out Island Lumber for the sales going on. 1 Popus Road. Get your fall fertilizer in before the middle of October. Check out them online at www.islandlumber.net.
Small lining up for the kickoff after the Whalers touchdown to make it 35-0. Gets a good boot on this one. It's up in the air. 21 here. The maligned player for West Bridgewater takes it, and he's not going to go very far as the Whalers swarm to the ball and take him down at about the 20-yard line.
I think Nantucket's coming into this game averaging 36.5 points a game, so they're about to up their average at the rate they're going today.
They sure are, and this, let's see if West Bridgewater can do anything. They saw him go to the air with at least success on one play in their last series, but really have not been able to do much against the Whalers defense here today.
Well, Nantucket program has been building to this team, and what's incredible about it is, even though they're a senior team, they're getting exceptional help from the sophomores. You know, Burton and
the young players have been terrific. And the Whaler defense swarmed to the ball on that carry by West Bridgewater for a short gain.
So they're looking to go deep into the playoffs. Remember, the playoff system is based upon your first 7 weeks, and see what you do. Nantucket, you know, won their first playoff game last year, and they were lining up to go back and have the rematch with Mashpee, but Seekonk came in here and upset us in an overtime game. And
that was a tough one.
That puts a bad
West
taste.
Bridgewater looks to pass. They get it out in space to the running back on the flat, and he's got some room to run here. Breaks a tackle and has a first down. Is that West Bridgewater's first down of the game? Second?
Did they get one right here in front of us on that pass?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think they were stopped.
First down of the day, we'll call it then.
And that was a nice pass and catch there to get that West Bridgewater player open in space with some room to run.
I thought he made a bad decision, though, by coming inside.
He did cut it back inside.
I think if he stayed on the sidelines, he would have gotten more yards. I don't think he had the speed to go down the sidelines, but he would have picked up another 10 or 12 yards before Nantucket ran him out of bounds.
Another pass for West Bridgewater. Oh, and out of his hands. That was a low pass by West Bridgewater, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
I thought he was going to hold on to that.
I did too.
He went way down low, and he actually had it on his hands. Just couldn't bring it up to the body. And West Bridgewater is not showing any die here in their attack. They are going at the Whalers, trying to put some points on the board.
And you see the Whalers secondary here is going to get some experience here, and you've got Liebert out there on the side closest to us with the freshman Malik Bodden out there towards the Whalers sideline. And another sophomore in Jared O'Connor on the field there in the safety position.
So many young kids contributing to this team.
And they look to pass again. West Bridgewater goes to the air. It's tipped and intercepted by Jared O'Connor.
Pass is intercepted.
Great play by the Whalers defense there. Tip drill, that's what they teach you to do. Get that ball in the air. And the sophomore with an interception.
Anybody that's ever played high school football has done what you just said, Jason. Do the tip drill. And lots of times you say, what are we getting out of this, coach? Tip drill, tip drill, tip. Oh, there it is right there, O'Connor. Learn from the tip drill and makes the interception. Too bad he had a slip and go down on one knee. I would like to see him run it back a bit.
I didn't see who tipped it there. It looked like maybe one of the Whalers linebackers, but he got his hand on it, tipped it perfectly for O'Connor, the sophomore, to make that interception.
So 5:25 to go in this one. In this first half, I mean.
1st and 10 Whalers. West Bridgewater.
With all your wheelers, and now they're setting up again an excellent field position just across midfield at the 49.
And you've got Usher that back there in the backfield with Small lining up at fullback. And the pitch goes to Usher. Nice block by Small on the outside to spring him into the open. Usher looking to break it back inside. And he's still on his feet before finally being taken down there at the 30-yard line.
For the Whalers.
He's just toying with him, isn't he?
Again, it's on the stop of West Bridgewater.
The move that Usher just made there, like, there's a guy in front of me. He was ready to take that back and go all the way across the field.
He did. He wanted to go all the way back towards the Whalers sideline in that. But I got to say, Alex Small with a beautiful block there to spring him to the outside. That was a nice block. He had room to run there, but
Enjoying him is a good term because
he's just out there having a great time on these, getting into the secondary here with room to run. And so we've got Malik Bodden actually now back in there for Usher, behind Small in the backfield. Holgate's going to pass it. And he's a nice slant pass.
Another great
And a great completion there to Bodie Sargent, the senior wide receiver.
Bodie's first catch of the day was a beauty.
First down, Whalers.
A play they practiced over and over and over again, the slant pass, and he hit him right inside. And Bodie just had one more defender to get around, and he would have scored.
Holgate looking sharp on those inside slant patterns to his receivers.
Well, yeah,
And here you see him take over at first down with trips out to the right, maybe as they look to pass here again. And Holgate's going to take it himself, it looks like, with design run. He's breaking to the outside, and he's in for the score. Holgate with a touchdown to put the Whalers over 40 points on the day. It is 41-0. Nantucket over West Bridgewater with 4 minutes left in the half.
Unbelievable. The Whalers are just firing on all cylinders. They're sort of, who should we give this touchdown to? Who's going to get this touchdown? They're spreading it around nicely. I like that.
Well, you saw the Whalers receivers get out there with the trips white formation with a design run for Holgate to get him out there. And it was a run right from the start. He tucked that ball, got to the pylon for his rushing touchdown.
Mr. Evans out there on the 6th touchdown of the afternoon.
Alexis Servia.
He's 2 for 2, trying to keep pace with Bartlett.
Kick is up,
That's not good.
and that is no good. So Servia unable to convert on the point after. So the score remains 41-0. Nantucket with 4 minutes left in the half.
They may put an end to our little odd even game going on here.
That could be it for Servia on this day.
He might go on the shelf. They might bring out a third kicker next time. Come on, Gino, let's sing here.
It's all you. Go for it.
On Nantucket, going down the field. Rise up to victory and victory.
Come for the football, stay for Dick's voice here. Soothing singing there.
Should we call this booth karaoke?
You got to stay entertained here in a 41-0 ball game,
This
right?
is a tough one.
I'm going to go down to my truck and get my dictionary on, bring it back up for the
No
second
slaughter
half.
rule.
Well, the slaughter rule is they'll keep the clock running in the second half.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Well, at least the fourth quarter. At least the fourth quarter.
Oh, really?
Small kicks it away for the Whalers. Number 21 for West Bridgewater fields it cleanly and just goes down. Doesn't want any piece of that. And my goodness.
My goodness.
That was not pretty.
You know, maybe the Whalers are hitting so hard that it's just, it's just affecting you.
Well, maybe you're losing 41-0. And
You're losing
you don't want
41-0.
You don't want your body to take a beating. That's
Exactly.
Nantucket's got some big boys running down on that kickoff, but you got to show a little pride, a little fight here.
Which reminds me, Dick, you haven't brought up Hernandez and what they found last week about him.
Yes,
pretty shocking.
pretty shocking that he only played 3 years for the Patriots, so remember, Gino. Played 4 years for Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Probably played 4 years of high school.
That's
Give
right.
goes up the middle to West Bridgewater, and he's got a 5-yard gain there.
So where did this 27-year-old pick up all those bangs,
Wow.
you don't know.
From high school, everywhere,
Yeah.
obviously, right?
And he did from what we know, he did a lot of night clubbing too. Maybe you picked up a few bangs. You fool around in the bar. Sometimes you get hit over the head by somebody bigger than you.
On 2nd and 5, West Bridgewater gives up the middle,
Then a nice grab.
and he's tackled there by number 53, Chance Pollock, the junior for the Whalers. Nice stop there, which makes it 3rd down for West Bridgewater.
Last year, Nantucket went on a road to West Bridgewater in the 4th week of the season, the 3rd week of the season, same week, beat them 30-0 on the road. So that's how much Nantucket has improved this year as opposed to last year.
So the West Bridgewater was at the line and then goes back to huddle up again with the quarterback, Lavoie, coming out with the play. On 3rd and short here for West Bridgewater. And it's a fumbled snap. He gets it to the running back, and he's going to be taken back at the line of scrimmage, and I think it's going to be 4th down here for West Bridgewater. Nice recovery there by Lavoie, but a fumbled snap here, down 41-0.
Yeah, he had a nice quarterback sneak situation before that he made yards on, and I was anticipating that again, but he looked like he was trying to pull out there too quickly. Did not help the exchange from the center.
So they're going to punt here on 4th down 41-0 in the first half. And that punt is going maybe 10, 15 yards and out of bounds, and just an ugly punt there by West Bridgewater.
Yeah, and they had Khalid Glabert back there, getting a chance to return one, but he doesn't get a chance as
He does not get a chance to touch it. That ball was shanked right out of bounds. And the Whalers are going to take over inside their own territory here with 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left in the first half.
They're calling a timeout over there, and the timeout could be to get a whole second unit together. And when you put a whole second unit together, you got to go through position by position. You're not sure, but
Who's doing that?
well, I'm not sure, but Nantucket called the timeout.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So I'm anticipating that could be a discussion in the huddle over there. I don't know. We'll find out when it comes out. This timeout is brought to us by Nantucket Island Pharmacies. In town and out of town, they get you covered. In town, 45 Main Street. Out of town, 122 Pleasant Street. Both pharmacies offer you prescriptions, transfer from other pharmacies, health, beauty aids, vitamins, bath products. Check out Nantucket Island Pharmacies. I want to say newspapers too, but there hasn't been many newspapers around. I had withdrawal this week. I get my Globe delivered every day.
No newspapers. So the Thursday Inquirer and Mirror, I believe, was just made it to the island today or yesterday.
Today.
Today.
No papers made it to the island, yeah.
Yeah, so it was the first day for a newspaper for the Inky, which came out Thursday to get here on Sunday.
Well,
I don't know, has that happened before in your experience on Nantucket?
No, never that long. I remember when we had the harbor froze up and the boats took time getting in here. You had some delays there, but I've never seen a week like this as far as not getting...
So you're going to see number 8, Darian Duarte, here taking over, the sophomore at quarterback, and gives it to number 3, Malik Bodden. So a host of youngsters in here
so
for the Whalers offense.
That's what the timeout was called. When you get a second unit and you need that timeout because you go through, okay, who's at center? And somebody says, me, coach. Who's to the 2 guards? And everybody speaks. So you want to make sure you have 11 new guys in there, and you want to make sure the 11 guys know they're going in there as the second unit. This is a whole second unit here.
Right, so Darian Duarte's under center here, the sophomore, listed at 6'1", 190 pounds, and he's got some youngsters there in the backfield. Again, gives it to Malik Bodden, a freshman who goes up the middle on a nice carry.
Very impressive.
These young kids. It's nice to see.
Malik Bodden, who you saw playing cornerback on defense for the Whalers, now in at running back. As I said, freshman lifted at 5'9", 165 pounds, taking a handoff from the sophomore in for Jack Holgate, Darian Duarte. So it's a first down for the Whalers.
Down to a minute change left in the first half. Nantucket will probably have,
Clock is running as the give goes to Kennard Liburd, another freshman.
Big hit though. Jeez.
And he gets crushed, but after a short gain. So that's Kennard Liburd on the carry for the Whalers with the clock running. Under 50 seconds here to go. It is 2nd and 6 for the Whalers.
What is interesting is that Duart is calling his own plays. He hasn't looked over to the sideline yet. He's looking at his wrist, so they probably set up with him a basic 4, 5, or 6 plays to run.
Yep, and there he gives again to Kennard Liburd, who's wrapped up in the backfield, and it's 3rd down.
All right, they can get one more play off here if they hurry. They're
See
going
if
back
they
into the huddle.
let the youngster go to the air. Probably not.
Probably
but
not, no. But he's
They'll
going
keep
to
it on the ground and run out this
He's
clock.
going to have to
halftime.
hurry, or they might not. They might not get this play off.
So clock
8,
running with
6.
5 seconds left. 2,
Just
and he
gets-
just gets it off and gives the handoff to Bodden up the middle. He's wrapped up, and that is halftime with the Nantucket Whalers leading 41 to nothing
That's the half, folks.
over West Bridgewater.
So we'll take a short break and be back with some halftime stats.